So for today's pour, I'm using Floetrol as my pouring medium, and I've actually got different consistencies here. So I'm going to be using gold, this Monte Mart gold, because like I said, I do find this pre-mixed Monte Mart metallic really nice. So I'm going to be putting this in both the mixtures, but on this side we're going to be doing a blue and white and gold bauble, and this side we're going to be doing a white and magenta and gold bauble. But I just wanted to say thank you for visiting my channel, and if you're enjoying what you're watching, please definitely like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it, and stick around till the end because I do have a surprise for you. Let's get started. So you can see that I've wet my bauble with the magenta, leftover magenta that I had. The consistency I'm working with on this bauble is a 1:2 ratio, so 1 part paint to 2 parts Floetrol. And I've layered up my cup, looks really pretty. It's going to be like a flip cup. So I'm just going to start to tip over. It looks really cool. And just hope that paint travels. Yes, it's traveling into the neck nicely. Gosh, those colors look so nice. Wow, look at that. And look, it's getting some really nice cells. Oh, really pretty. And underneath is amazing. Gosh, absolutely amazing. What I want to do now is I want to slow down that paint down, down the neck of the bauble. So I've got my cloth ready, and I'm just gonna hold this here for a bit so it grabs up that paint, and I'm just drying my stick. Whoops, just dragged it through that paint. So I just want to make sure I sort of set that pattern as much as possible now. But it does actually, it's amazing how nice it looks. So it really looks lovely. Very pretty bauble. So that's with a 1 part paint to 2 part Floetrol and using Monte Mart metallic. So now let's pour the blue bauble. So now I've mixed up my blue color, and this is the ratio where we're kind of almost doing 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol. And I will be honest, the blue is very thick, having mixed up this cup, so I'm not certain how it's going to work, but that's the point, is to test these things. And I have wet the white that I had left over from this bauble. I've just used to wet down this bauble. I've just coated it. And now we're just going to do exactly the same thing, like a flip cup idea. And let's see the difference if it's a thicker consistency. Did leave a bit of paint in my cup, which is a bit disappointing. It's definitely traveling down the bauble slower. I'm seeing a lot more gold come out. than the blue sort of sitting underneath. It's still pretty, but the gold is definitely, and I did use quite a lot of gold because the blue was so thick. And has that closed up that gap there? So I can actually see that there's a gap there that hasn't closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use out of my cup and just stitch up to there. So I've just put a bit of paint on my stick, just a tiny bit, and I don't go in hard, like touch the bauble. I just attach it to the paint that's already there and let the paint travel it down, if that makes sense. But otherwise it's gone into the neck everywhere else. So definitely not as many kind of cells as the pink one created. Pretty though. Sort of torn in deciding whether I think the pink is better or the blue. You guys can decide. And now I just want to slow down that paint coming down the bauble. Just slow it down, because I quite like that pattern, so I'd like it to sort of stabilize and hold. So you can actually even see, like when you look in the tray, there's a lot less paint, you know, than in this side. So they were, you know, because of the how much thicker it was, more has definitely stayed on the bauble. And I talked about the fact that I had a surprise for you at the end, and if you're interested, I do actually have, taking that out really carefully so I don't knock my baubles, I do actually have an e-course, a Christmas Bauble e-course on Udemy, which is actually really quite a fun little e-course to do if you wanted to get into the spirit of Christmas. Some people have said to me that they've bought the e-course and they've got a bunch of friends together and they've done it as like a family exercise. And I basically teach you all that you need to know, you know, pouring mediums, consistencies. There's a whole lot of different bauble styles of pours that I do to show you, so you know you can really have a lot of fun. Where to source your baubles, how to get them all set up and ready, how to finish them, make lovely Christmas presents, and you know that it's a fun exercise to do. So I will include the link below for you if it's something you think you might be interested in taking part in. But yeah, so I think looking at the two, it is interesting because originally I liked the pink one, but it's kind of breaking up a bit and it's not, those original cells are not as pretty, whereas this one still is sort of holding its structure. So what I will do is once they've dried, I'll do a final showing so you can see. But that's definitely something that I can see straight off the bat. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, comment, check out the Udemy course in the link below. So I just wanted to show you the end result of the bauble. So this was the one that we did with the thinner, a 2-to-1 ratio of Floetrol and paint. It's pretty. I'm not unhappy with it. I think it can be, I've got an idea on how I'd like to improve it, which I'll share with you in another video, but I just want to show you the results so you can actually see. This was the one part, you know, 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol. I think I prefer this one. It's got more kind of detail, like clouding and, you know, layers and everything. So I think it's prettier. I don't so much like these weird, how it sort of is poured through the white bauble. Not sure why it's done that. So, and also there is a slight bit of, where was it? I just noticed it. A bit of what I call flocculence. There's a slight bit of flocculence where it's sort of separated, and that can be because the Monte Mart and the Floetrol don't really like each other. I mean, when you look at it from the top, and that's sort of how it would hang on the tree, it looks very pretty. The pink one maybe less defined. So if I was to do these again, I definitely would be going with a thicker consistency. I think that that definitely seems to work better. And that was the point of the experiment, was to see what was the different, which was a better consistency. And I think definitely a thicker consistency works better.